questions for Mike. Just a reminder, please wait for the mic.
Morning, Mike.
Good morning, Stan.
Got Bogan leadoff spot. What do you like most about having him leading things off for you guys?
It was indicative last night, 2 walks. Now he's always going to walk, but he gets on base. One of our better hitters, so like having guys at the top of the lineup that are going to get on base for guys to be able to drive in. He's a good base runner, so I like.
Is that something that you're going to stick with at least in the early going, or is that subject to change?
I mean, we've been riding with it, so we're going to. Yeah, I think we're going to roll it out.
As far as Jackson Merrill goes, he didn't get tested yesterday, so I'm wondering, is it important for him to get some reps, especially with this roof, to help him out a little bit?
Yeah, you know what? He didn't get tested, but I'm comfortable when the test comes. He's going to have his pencil and paper ready to nail it. So he's been doing a really good job with Macias, David Macias, our outfield coach, getting plenty of fly balls to get acclimated to the stadium, the sky. I mean, I think it's he doesn't seem to be having any issue with it, but we've gotten a lot of work on it already.
Kevin.
Mike, I wanted to ask you about your number 3 hitter. Jake's been working there. What do you like about that? Is that like the token left-hander that you want to mix things up, or what's good about Jake there?
I wouldn't call him a token left-hander. I would call him a professional hitter. He does break up the righties. I think Jake's approach has been good. He's working towards getting back at that hitter that that has been successful, highly successful at the big league level. So I like it a lot. See what it looks like.
Well, how are you guys working these games without the clock? Like how are your hitters approaching it, your pitchers approaching it?
The interesting part, I think we've kind of normalized it. We talked about that this morning in our coaches meeting. Brian Esposito made a really good point, specific to the hitter, or the pitchers rather, about the pace and how they were on top of it. The game had some pace to it, and I feel like we've just kind of gotten used to what that pace looks like from a hitting and pitching perspective, and we had the rhythm of the game that had crispness to it.
Bryce.
There wasn't any direction to that though. It just happened.
I think didn't want to make anything more of it than it was. Just go play the game, and the guys just played it normally, and that's kind of how we have competed.
I know you don't probably care or deal in perceptions, and you're just worrying about what goes on the field, but it kind of feels had an interesting conversation that if the Dodgers weren't in the equation and everybody kind of looks through that lens, do you think they'd think about your team differently, especially after you had Cease and the pitching's rounded out? There's still some question marks, but it seems like that colors the conversation, but maybe you feel very differently about this team.
Yeah, listen, we've got a great addition in Dylan Cease. That's no question that he helped our club alluded to it the other day, but worth repeating on a lot of different levels. You're talking about clearly making the rotation better, being able to allow guys to develop at a little bit slower pace that are coming up through our system, which is healthy, I believe, and then also the benefit of the innings that are going to help our bullpen quite a bit. So those are all positive things. Now, to answer your ultimate question, from my lens, we compete against ourselves. It's not about who else in our division. I can't control it, wouldn't even begin to try other people's perceptions. All I can talk about is our clubhouse and the view of which we take it and I take it, and that would be that, we play our game. We're going to be respectful of our opponents. We have high expectations, and that doesn't change regardless of who's in our division or who's not in our division. We're the 샌디에이고 Padres, and we played our game.
And beyond the confidence and the track records that Manny and Fernando and Xander have, now that you've had spring training time with this team, where do you gain confidence from the group you have, not those guys included, but where do you see things that maybe others don't that you feel good about with this team?
In general, specific, well, gosh, man, we just got, I love this group. I am really thrilled about this group. You mentioned those 3 guys. Clearly they've got a track record, as you mentioned, that we're going to lean upon. These guys are hungry for they're not relying on their past. They're looking to build for their future, and they're looking to do it together, and they're looking to bring people with them, and they're sincere about being the best at getting better. And when you have your 3 best players historically that have that mindset on the position player side, and of course we have it on the pitcher side too with Joe and you, And this is a group that is really hungry to continue to get better as the season progresses, as well as the game progresses. Then you got something pretty special. So it's a very special group. I'm honored to be a part of it, to manage them, and looking forward to continue to improve with them.
Mike, you playing against Usok's former team. Just wondering if he's given you any scouting reports on the hitters that he used to be teammates with?
Yeah, we've talked to Go. Yeah, so he's going to pitch today, which is exciting, and yeah, he's fired up about competing against his former team. I'm sure there's a lot of different emotions for him today.
In the middle innings?
Likely.
Anything else for Mike?
Enjoy your day. Oh. Is there my translation?
We saw both Yuki and Robert Suarez last night. How do you currently view your closer, situation in terms of who's most likely to get most of the opportunities at the start?
Good question. I mean, Suarez was able to nail it down yesterday. He's obviously a good choice. We'd also have, Peralta's a guy that's not overly splitty, and Yuki's still getting his footing. So there's opportunities for guys throughout the course of the season. But I think we're in pretty good shape to have choices.
How had you been planning to use Steven Wilson, and who do you see stepping up to help replace him?
Well, Cole threw the ball really well yesterday. De Los Santos got out of his mini jam and made pitches. Estrada's come on quite a bit, so those are three righties right there that, are clearly capable of taking over Steven's opportunities.
Anything else? You good? Thanks, Mike.
All right, thank you.